Decarbonisation clearly has to be driven by innovative thinking and new forms of technology and real innovation. And I think we're pioneering that at Drax Power Station. Fighting climate change is really an absolute necessity so that we can continue to inhabit and enjoy the planet that we've lived on for so many years.
Drax Power Station used to be the largest coal-fired power station in Western Europe, providing secure, reliable power for the UK. But its role has changed as the needs of the UK energy system have changed, and as our understanding of the need to decarbonise has changed too. So, recognising the need to decarbonise, Drax converted to sustainable biomass. So we still provide secure power, but now we're able to do that in a way that's sustainable.
The way that we've converted this power station to operate from coal to biomass is a really important transition in technology, and I think it's something that other coal-fired power stations around the world have looked at. But what's even more compelling and what's even more exciting is the journey that we'll go on after that, which is converting a biomass power station to one that can take CO2 out of the atmosphere.
So bioenergy carbon capture and storage, or BECCS as we call it here at Drax, is actually where we capture the biogenic carbon dioxide that's coming off the flue gases, and using a process there, we can actually concentrate that up, then put it into a pipeline where it can be then transported to depleted natural gas reserves under the North Sea, where it's locked away forever.
The work that Drax does will drive the energy transition, not only for the Humber, but for the UK. For the UK, it's essential to decarbonise the Humber. We are the industrial cluster emitting the most CO2 by far. So without decarbonising Humber, then the UK will not reach its net zero targets. And with the pioneering technology that we have now coming and emerging with Drax, working in carbon capture and storage, the Drax influence and the Drax progress means that the Humber as a whole will be at the forefront of the UK transition.
So I've been working on trying to develop a carbon capture pipeline in the Humber. This is critical technology that can help this really important industrial corridor decarbonise. And what I mean by that is a buried pipeline, a pipeline that will run in the first instance from Drax Power Station through the Humber region to the North Sea. And it will take CO2 emissions that we can capture here at the plant through the region and store them deep under the North Sea forever. Now, the really interesting thing about the Humber is that pipeline from Drax to the coast will go past a number of other assets that are also looking at how they decarbonise their operations with carbon capture and storage. So this pipeline will provide a means for the whole region, or particularly the industrial assets, to decarbonise and have a role for this economy long into the future.
At Drax, what we're going to be doing is removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and when we remove a tonne of CO2, we can convert that into a carbon credit. And those carbon credits are things that can be bought and sold on the market. So other corporates who want to decarbonise, they can look at their own carbon footprint, and where they can see they've got remaining carbon emissions, they can buy a carbon credit to neutralise that carbon emission. So carbon markets are really effective ways of getting money into carbon removal projects. And at Drax, we want to be world leaders in setting the bar high, in setting high standards and developing standards that the rest of the industry globally can follow. And happily, Drax has real experts in carbon accounting that we can draw on so that we can develop these high integrity standards using the fabulous expertise that we've got in the company.
Drax Power Station is an international decarbonisation beacon. We are at the forefront of fighting climate change, and whilst there are many projects being proposed around the world that will prevent CO2 from entering the atmosphere or even help remove CO2 from the atmosphere, there's nowhere else globally that can remove as much CO2 from the atmosphere as Drax Power Station.
So for the Humber, it puts us at the forefront. And very importantly, the new technologies and the learnings here can then be replicated around the world. So what BECCS does is that it really helps the Humber be seen as a test bed for the energy transition. And going forward, that means that globally, we can reach net zero.
This will put the UK at the centre of the global fight against climate change, helping to sustain our economy locally, having a critical national role, but showing the world that the UK is leading the way in keeping this planet in the state that we expect it to be.